Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the California Angels and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Angels is Doug Rau, whose record is 3-2 with a 4.44 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Dave Rozema, whose record is 2-1 with a 5.14 ERA. And so we are finding new and interesting ways to lose every single day, it seems like. We had a huge lead in this game, and then the bullpen melted down, giving up 10 runs in the 8th and 9th inning combined, including walking 5 batters in a row. There was literally nothing I could do. It was, scenes of what had happened the night before the final game of the 3-game series against the Red Sox. So it was pretty brutal. Nothing went right other than Milt Wilcox pitched pretty well. He went 5, but he had thrown a lot of pitches, so we had to take him out, and it was really all downhill from then on. So Steve Lubitich went 5 for 5 in that game, as it says right down here. But he did not drive in any runs, so that's also kind of a strange thing to have happened. So let's get started with today's game. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. If you enjoy hearing me get frustrated and angry on the verge of ripping my laptop off my desk and chucking it against the mirror in my office here. If you enjoy that kind of thing, you've come to the right place. So like and subscribe, and you might get what you so desire. As Dave Rozema pitching pretty decently, for whatever that means of late. And so he's on the mound today. Capizzello, who is our closer, he's the one that imploded the most yesterday. He only pitched 1 inning, but he is listed as tired. So what I did is I just slid him out of the closer role into this position so that I could easily figure out what we have available. So 2 more days and we get Bruce Robbins back as well. So you might have thought that I might make some changes with the bullpen. I'm holding out on that for now, as I'm still kind of putting together what I think I'm going to do here before the end of the month. And our third lefty in a row that we're facing in Doug Rau. And so I have made a couple of changes. Gibby has not played in 2 games. So we're going to get him in there against this lefty, see what he's got. We're going to keep Barry Bonnell in the lineup. He does have a 3-game hitting streak. And we're going to put him in right field instead of DH. We're going to keep JT in there. And then, of course, Tommy Brookins will be at third with his .889 fielding percentage. So we'll see if he can keep the errors to a minimum today. So let's go ahead and go down the California Angels lineup. Looks like it's the same as yesterday, right? I don't see any differences, but we'll take a look here. As leading off and DHing today is Pepe Mangual. Batting second at second base is Bobby Grich. Batting third at first base is John Harris. Batting cleanup and catching is Brian Downing. Batting fifth at shortstop is Steve Lubitich. Batting sixth in left field is Don Baylor. Batting seventh at third base is Carney Lansford. Batting 8th in right field is Dan Ford. And batting 9th in center field is Larry Harlow. And here's Dave Rozema. Let's just take a quick look here. Well, I guess his last start was not so great. He gave up 5 runs in 5 1/3 innings, taking the loss. But he had been bringing his ERA down before that one. So, he's got 2 wins in his last 4 starts. And, that's got to account for something, right? He's 2-1. He's got 22 Ks in 42 innings pitched. And that's not too shabby for him. Opponent's only batting 248. He doesn't walk a lot. As you can see, he only had 37 walks all last season. So we need to utilize that skill set to keep these first place Angels off the base pass. So here we go. As you can take a look here at the Detroit defense. Here is Pepe Mangual leading off. And he hits a blooper into left field, caught by Kemp. There's the first out of the game, 1 down. It's going to bring up Bobby Grich, 2 for 7 with a home run in his career against Dave Rozema. He shoots it to center, and Ricky Henderson makes the catch. That's 2 down. Only 2 lefties in the lineup. John Harris is one of them, batting .321 versus right-handers. And Harris hits a ground ball to short. Trammell makes the play, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's go ahead and do the Tigers lineup rundown. Batting leadoff in center field is Ricky Henderson. Batting second at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third and DHing is Kirk Gibson. Batting cleanup and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting fifth and in left field is Steve Kemp. Batting sixth and in right field is Barry Bonnell. Batting seventh at first base is Jason Thompson. Batting eighth at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. And batting ninth at third base is Tommy Brookins. And here's Doug Rauch, 3-2 on the year with that 4.44 ERA. He's thrown 48 innings, 23 Ks. Opponents are batting .296. He does have one complete game. Last year, pretty solid, 15-7 with that 4.14 ERA. He had 140 Ks. He was a pretty solid pitcher for the Angels last year. And Doug Rauch, I mean, there's nothing really to go into with his information, but game 131 from last season, Doug Rauch pitched, and for whatever reason, that is my most popular game that I've played so far. It's got over 200 views, while most of my games usually get anywhere from 15 to 25. So I don't know what's so special about that game, but Doug Rauch was what was being searched for, and that's how he became pretty popular on my video channel here. So we start off with Ricky Henderson getting a base hit to center field. 70% chance of getting a double with Larry Harlow and a mediocre arm. Let's try it, and Henderson's out at second base. Henderson just does not have the base running skills. I mean, he's been thrown out so often trying to steal. So off to a terrible start as Trammell hits a ground ball to second, and Bobby Grich makes the play for the second out. That's going to bring up Gibby, getting his first chance to play in a while, and he strikes out swinging. So we get a hit to lead off the game, and we can't do anything with it as Henderson was thrown out at second base. We go to the top of the second. No score. Here's Brian Downing leading off the inning. He hits a ground ball to Trammell, and he guns him down at first. One out. Here's Steve Lubritich, who, like I mentioned, went 5 for 5 yesterday, bringing his average up to .333. He does have a home run against Dave Rozema in his career. And Lubritich hits a ground ball to second. Whitaker tosses him out. That's the second out. Next up is Don Baylor, and he gets the Angels' first hit, a single to center. And Baylor's on first with Carney Lansford coming to the plate. He's 3 for 6 against Rozema, and batting .341 versus righties. He is a tough out as he pops it up on the infield, and that's caught by JT for the third out. So they strand a runner And we go to the bottom of the second. Here is Lance Parrish having a little bit of a resurgence lately, batting .317 versus righties. And he hits a ground ball to third. Lansford makes the play. There's one down. Next up is Steve Kemp, 0 for 7 against Rao, and there you go, base hit. And no, we're not gonna try that again, at least right now. Let's get some runs on the board first. So runner on first base. Here's Barry Bonnell. As I mentioned, he has been playing against a lot of lefties. He's on a 3-game hitting streak, and there's the 4th game hitting streak right there. As he has a chance to get a triple, he does drive in Kemp from first. There's only one out. We're going to try it. And Bonnell has himself a triple. So an RBI triple for Barry Bonnell. And I think once I mentioned that I was going to dump his ass to bring up Dave Stegman. That's when he started hitting. As Thompson pops it up near the pitcher mound, and it's going to be caught by Brian Downing. So 2 down. It's going to be up to Sweet Lou to drive in a run. And Whitaker does have 2 home runs versus lefties this year, as he hits a ground ball to short. And Lubertich makes the play, and we're on the board. It's 1-0, heading to the top of the 3rd. Dan Ford leading off the top of the 3rd with a base hit to left. And so runner on first now for number 9 hitter Larry Harlow, the other lefty in the lineup. And Harlow hits a ground ball to short, and they do turn 2. 6-4-3 double play, and we're back to the top of the lineup with Pepe. And Pepe shoots it to right, and caught by Bonnell. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Detroit. Here's Tommy Brookins leading off the inning. He's got a blooper into right center field, and it's going to be caught by the right fielder, Dan Ford. So 1 down. Back to the top of the lineup with Ricky Henderson. He had that base hit to start off the game, and then he was thrown out at second trying to stretch it as he flies out to left in this at bat. So 2 down for Trammell. Trammell's going to get a base hit to left. And an error by the left fielder. Baylor moves Trammell into scoring position. So 2 down, and a chance here for Gibby to get to knock in the Tigers' 2nd run. And looks like he's going to fly out to left center field. 350 feet, but not good enough to get the run in. And we're going to the top of the 4th. Here is Bobby Gritch leading off the inning. And Gritch hits a ground ball to the 3rd. Brookins makes the play. There's 1 down. John Harris flips it down the left field line. And it's going to be hauled to a single. I thought for sure he might get a double out of that. So runner on first. That's the 3rd hit for the Angels today. Brian Downing up next, hitting it right back to Rozema. Wow, Rozema turns 2. 1-6-3 double play. So we've turned double play twice, back-to-back innings, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Lance Parrish leading off. Oh, there we go. Right in the love zone, and he sends it to the deepest part of the stadium, 478 feet. That's only his 3rd home run, but he did have that grand slam a couple games ago. So he had that grand slam in that final game of the Boston series that we took the loss in. So the home run by Parrish gives us a 2-0 lead, and then Steve Kemp grounds out to second base. Next up is Barry Bonnell. He had a hit his first time through, that RBI triple. And he grounds out to second for the second out. Next up is JT. JT, he does have a home run against Doug Rao. And he strikes out looking. So we extend the lead to 2-0. Go to the top of the fifth. And here's Steve Lubritich leading off. And he hits a ground ball to third, and Brookins makes the play. Every time it's hit to him, I'm immediately thinking it's going to be an error. So it's, I'm pleasantly surprised when he actually makes the play. Don Baylor hits a ground ball to short. There's 2 down. He's going to leave it up to Carney Lansford. There's a base hit to center. So a single for Lansford. I mentioned in yesterday's game that he did lead the league in batting average in 1981. So he was on Boston. He was traded to Boston in the offseason. Dan Ford up next, hitting a ground ball to short. Tremble tosses him out at first, and we go to the bottom of the fifth with Sweet Lou leading off. And Whitaker strikes out looking. 3 Ks now for Rao. That'll bring up Tommy Brookins. Oh, I thought he was going to get all of that one, but he's just going to send a fly ball to left. There's the second out. Back to the top of the lineup with Ricky Henderson. 5 for 12 now against Rao. Hey, 6 for 13, base hit to right. No, we're not going to do that. But we're up 2-0. We are going to try to steal second base with him. We're going to get him there one way or another. There we go. Now he knows what it's like to stand on second base. So that's the 20th stolen base for Henderson this season. And let's see if Tram can drive him in. He's going to shoot it the other way on a line caught by the right fielder Ford. And that's going to end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th, 2-0. We're going to flip it over to the in-game stats. Player of the game, it's probably too close to call between Henderson and his 2 hits and a stolen base, and Parrish and his long ball. So, and maybe even Dave Rozema, who's been solid so far. So, here's Larry Harlow leading off the 6th, popping it up on the infield. So, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I read a really interesting article. You know how I've talked so much about how the late 70s and early 80s were cocaine-fueled in baseball. And, among the wealthy as well. And so there was an article that came out today on SB Nation about the Royals. I mean, baseball in general and the cocaine trials, but specifically about the Royals during that era. And as Bobby Grich flies out to center, it was really interesting, and I highly recommend it. It came out today. Today's May 12th. And so I would recommend searching that out. I did not know that Ferguson Jenkins, as we go to the bottom of the 6th, Ferguson Jenkins was arrested at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto with cocaine on him, and he was permanently banned from baseball. As it turned out later that season, Bowie Kuhn, I believe it was, as Parrish lines out to left, Bowie Kuhn rescinded that, and he let him come back in September of that year. So just one of the interesting things I read about in that story, but it really chronicles, as Kemp gets a hit to left, really chronicles that era. It does not go into the Pittsburgh Pirates, which I know they were one of the worst culprits. Bonnell hits a ground ball to short, and that'll end the bottom of the 6th. But anyway, it's really interesting. There's a lot to read in there. I only gave just the tip of the iceberg. So check that out, SB Nation. I think it's called Royals Cocaine something. I don't know. So here we are, top of the 7th. Rozema at 57 pitches. He's got no walks and no strikeouts. That is his game. John Harris leading off the inning, hitting a ground ball to Thompson at first. There's one down. Next up is Brian Downing. Hey, there's a K. Downing strikes out swinging. So 2 down for Steve Lubitich. 0 for 2 after his big 5 for 5 yesterday. And we'll make it 0 for 3. As he hits a ground ball to Whitaker, we go to the bottom of the 7th. Still 2-0. Thompson, 0 for 2. Rips it straight away center field. But it's going to be caught by the center fielder, Larry Harlow. 1 down. Next up is Sweet Lou. And Lou, on an inside pitch, pops it straight up. And Bobby Gritch makes the play. 2 down for Tommy Brookins. Bottom third of the lineup is done pooped so far. Brookins lines out to second base. And we go to the top of the 8th. Don Baylor leading off. Feeling pretty good about Rozema so far, as Baylor hits a fly ball to center field. There's 1 out. Next up, Carney Lansford. Lansford's going to fly to center field. Henderson makes the play. So 2 down for Dan Ford. And Ford shoots it the other way to right, and Bonnell makes the play. Another 1-2-3 inning for Dave Rozema. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Ricky Henderson leading off. 2 for 4, stolen base, and he strikes out. 4 Ks for Doug Rao, who's pitched pretty damn well himself. Trammell up next with 1 out, and Trammell's got a base hit to right. He's 2 for 4 on the day. So, runner at first, 1 down. We are going to hit and run with Gibby. Gibby's 0 for 3. Try to get Trammell in motion. Oh, nope. Okay. Well, Gibby didn't even try. He strikes out for the second time. He does not hit lefties well. We know that already, but I just felt bad not having him play for 3 straight games, so we threw him in there today. But Trammell successfully steals second base. So 2 down for Parrish. He did have that base, he had a home run earlier, and he does have a base hit now. So he drives in the 3rd run with an RBI single, and man, he might not get player of the game if Rozema keeps it up. So 3-0 now as Doug Rao walks Kemp, and they're going to follow him up with another lefty. This time they're going to bring in Dave LaRoche. And LaRoche was the closer for the Angels for a few years, and really over a majority of his career. 122 career saves, which is pretty significant back in these days. But this is his 8th game. He's 4-0 in relief, and just completely shut down opponents. 0.71 ERA, 8 Ks in 12.2 innings, 152 opponents batting average, no saves, and he has blown a save opportunity. So, yeah, he's the dad of Adam LaRoche. Who was the other LaRoche? That was the 2 brothers. As it doesn't matter, who cares? Barry Bonnell, base hit to left. And Parrish scores from second base. It is 4-0. We're digging these extra runs. You know how our bullpen is. Or even our starting pitchers can be unpredictable. And LaRoche strikes out Thompson to end the inning. We do put 2 runs on the board. We make it 4-0. Rozema only at 79 pitches. He is Greg Maddux-like today. Starting it off here, though, with a lefty, Larry Harlow. And there's going to be a blue pit right into right center field. Okay. Tighten up your belts. Runner at first. Here's Pepe Mengual. Oh, come on. Come on. So he walks first and second. One swing of the bat will put him one run down. And Rozema strikes out Gritch, and all of a sudden he's tired. So he went from 79 pitches to 90. Here's a lefty. I mean, we're a 500 team. We have nothing else to root for right now except for Dave Rozema getting this complete game shutout, right? I know you're behind me on this. Ground ball by John Harris to first. They couldn't turn two, but we'll take that second out. Harlow moves up to third base, so it's first and third. Brian Downing up. 342 hitter versus righties. 0 for 3 with a K against Dave Rozema. This is the game right here, perhaps. Ground ball to first. It gets past JT and a run scores. So, Rozema at 100 pitches and probably exhausted. We're going to give Weaver a chance to atone for his terrible game yesterday. Would be a save opportunity, I suppose. He did not get one batter out. 2 hits, 2 walks. They all scored. So, it's going to be up to him here with Steve Lubritich. He's 1 for 3 against Weaver. And Lubritich lines to left, caught by Kemp, and that is the ball game. So Tigers win 4-1. We needed that one. As a pretty solid game, I still kind of think Rozema deserves the player of the game. Let's take a look at the standings as there's no trade offers. We're sitting there at 20-18. We're only 4.5 games back, but we're much worse than that. Wow, the Yankees have lost 4 in a row. Taking a look here at the West, Oakland, I mean, everybody's under 500 except for California. With the White Sox being in last, that is surprising, but their team ERA is over 5. Just interesting to point out, our Pythagorean win-loss record, which is based on the run differential, has us at 16-22, and we're actually 4 games better than that. So, I don't know. I don't know what that says, but it's interesting. Was there another trade? Holy hell, yes, there is another trade today. This is crazy. Every day there's a trade now. Doyle Alexander of the Atlanta Braves is going to the Phillies for a couple schlubs, and Alan Bannister and the Bull, Greg Lucinski. Let's take a look here real quick. I enjoy this part of it, so let's take a look here at Doyle Alexander. He was 9-9. 9 games started, 4-3 with a 4.62 ERA. Pretty average. I mean, everyone knows that Doyle Alexander was actually traded from these Atlanta Braves to Detroit for John Smoltz, which I don't know how you think about what you feel about that, but he went 11-0 when he came over, Doyle Alexander, that season. So. Anyway, and then Greg Lucinski goes to the Braves. He's going to be their left fielder, it looks like. Not getting any PT the last 2 seasons. But he's got some power. We all know that. He's had 300-plus RBI seasons. Alan Bannister, speedy second baseman. And so he's going to be on the Braves every day roster. And Porfi Altamirano. He's a reliever and quality, good numbers there. And Mark Davidson, who is in single A, playing for the Florida Fire Frogs. Look at what Philadelphia got for Kirby Puckett, and look at what Atlanta got for those guys. I mean, it's pretty astounding, the difference. Couple injuries, and the great Jose Cardinal retires at age 37. Okay, let's pull up the box score and we'll get out of here. We'll take that 4-1 victory and hold our breath to play tomorrow's third and final game of the series. Take a look here. I think we're going to give it to Dave Rozema, who was really just 1 out away from that complete game. He only gave up 6 hits and that 1 walk. That's really great for any Tigers pitcher. Weaver gets his 4th save, atoning from yesterday's game. That home run by Parrish was fantastic. He drove in 2 of the runs, and Barry Bonnell got the other 2. Doug Rao takes the loss. He's 3-3. So that's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow. Check out that SB Nation story about the years of cocaine from the mid-'70s to the mid-'80s. And until tomorrow, everyone, have a great night.